All right, with Joe Ross, the head coach for the Holy Cross softball team. And Coach, here we are. We're past mid-April, or we're into the season. So let's first talk about the adjustment, the weather from indoors to outdoors, and how that whole thing worked out.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. The weather is always tough, but by and large, the weather's been pretty good after we got through the snowstorm in March. We've been fortunate. We've been able to get outside on some turf fields. And, our girls put the work in. So the weather really hasn't been a major impact on us for so far.
Let's talk first about your pitching this season. How many arms do you have there at Holy Cross, and talk about the strength that you do have in your pitching staff?
Yeah, I think that we have three very viable arms when you talk about our pitching staff. Ashley Walsh ate up most of the innings last year. She did a great job. She competes. She throws 3 pitches for strikes. And she's, on the year, she's 2-0 in the season. Our other 2 pitchers are Amanda Ross, who's also a senior. She threw once this year and threw a shutout. And then the third pitcher is Jenna Bradley, who's a freshman, who's coming in, who has a lot of potential, and we expect her to get a lot of innings through the year.
Now let's talk first about the defense. Let's talk about, with the pitching that you have, and how is the defense behind it?
To date, we've been playing fairly well defensively. It's one of the things that we work on. Our group of kids, we have 8 returning starters, so we have some experience, which has really kind of led us to believe and really given us a knowledge and understanding of how competitive Division III in the Lackawanna League is.
The Holy Cross community is such a tight-knit community. Talk what it's like for you to experience this group of young ladies and go through this softball program. Of course, what Exie McAndrew was able to do as a great coach and a good role model for these young ladies as well.
Absolutely,
over the years.
Absolutely. I think taking over for Exie after his tragic death, I mean, he did so much, not only for the softball program, but from the Holy Cross community at large. And he was just a tremendous positive role model through the years. I mean, that goes without saying. It's really humbling to me that Holy Cross had the confidence in me as a coach and a person to step in. And I got to be honest with you, in my career coaching, I've never had as much fun as I've had the past 2 years. The kids come, they work hard, they want to improve, and they kind of buy into the philosophy that myself and the coaches tried to set up, and they're starting to get it, to understand that they come each and every day and try to be a better teammate. If they do that, by that very virtue, we're going to become a better and stronger team.
And that being said, you coach baseball for all those years, and as you say, you move over to softball. The energy of girls is different. They seem to have that ability to giggle and laugh and have some fun, but then they could be very serious on the field, and absolutely. I'm sure you're finding that.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things that I think that if you look at softball or baseball, for that matter, played at a high level, if you're not relaxed, you really can't play the game. I mean, when you look at this, there's enough pressure on the players and the girls when they go out to play. When they make a decision to play a varsity sport, there's pressure internally, there's pressure from the coaching staff, from classmates, from the school, their parents. Everybody wants to be the best. And I think that one of the things that we try to counteract that with is to get them to concentrate on the process and worry about the process, not the results. One of the things that we preach in our program is to play hard, play smart, and have fun. Because if it's not fun, this has to be a valuable, rewarding extracurricular activity.
Let's talk about the leadership you have at Holy Cross this season. Who are some of those young ladies that have stepped up and said, okay, hey, it's our turn, it's our senior year, or maybe there's a junior or two that also has that leadership ability?
Absolutely, and I think what is really kind of developed organically in our program, which I think is something that we're very pleased with, is it's almost like a situational leadership, where with the group of kids that we have this year, we have so many that have so many vast experiences through softball, through basketball, through other sports, that their natural leadership tendencies tend to rise at different occasions. So what we're experiencing this year, at each different point of adversity during the season, somebody's stepping up to the plate and becoming the leader that we need. We have some that are a little bit more vocal. We have others that lead by example. Abby Anderson's a great example, where she goes out and the way she conducts herself on a daily basis has a positive impact on her teammates. Grace Perchensky is another example of that. And I can go on and cite pretty much each one of them individually. And, they're all positive role models for each other.
Let's talk offensively finally, where we're at that offensive lineup.
Well, I think offensively, I mean, you're always looking to get better. And one of the things that we start to talk to our players about is to understand the situational aspect of the game. That there's certain occasions where we have to do different things. You may be looking to hit the ball in the gap. You may be looking to move a runner. You may be looking to sacrifice. But to understand that, it's a team game and that you need to do something that's productive for the team.
League, boy, pretty darn competitive, right?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's actually a pleasure to compete in this league with the talent on the other teams as well as our team and the coaching staff. The coaches in our division are great people. They do a good job, and every game you come and you're prepared and you got to go out and play 100% or you're going to suffer a loss.
Coach, great to catch up with you here at Arcaro and Genell's Takeaway Kitchen.
John, pleasure as always. Thank you very much.
Lauren Torrey is with us from the Holy Cross softball team. And Lauren, you having some fun this year with this group of ladies?
I'm definitely having fun this year. We always try and have fun at practice, even though you got to come, you got to work hard every single day. But we always try to incorporate fun into practice just because it makes practice more fun, and we enjoy it. We want to enjoy it instead of making it work every single day.
Let's talk about this year's squad. What kind of team do you have? You feel like you're a little more offensive oriented, more defensive oriented, or is there a good balance?
I think we are equally balanced. We have a very solid defensive team. We work on defense every day at practice. That's one of our main focuses because we always just want to get the out. We also have a very solid lineup this year for offense. We have Abby Anderson starting us off this year, and then we have Lindsay Leppa, who is our second batter. And we want to just get them on base quick and then bring in our third and fourth batters to clean them up and get some runs early in the game.
Your role. What does Coach say? Hey, this is what I need you to do, Lauren, every game. What do you have?
I believe that my role this year is to be a leader, to show the younger kids how to play the game and how to respect the coaches and respect teammates and show them that the main purpose and the main thing is always the team, not individuals.
And as a leader, I'm sure you're looking at some of the other players and saying, okay, we're getting some good production. What are you seeing out of some of those younger players? Name a few that you've seen in practice kind of pushing.
We have some underclassmen. We have Jenna Bradley. She's a freshman this year. She is an infielder also, and she's also a great pitcher we have coming in. She's a solid offensive hitter too. We have Olivia Krupski, Gianna Sacchetti, Gianna Calciano. They come to practice every single day, and they work really hard to try and get in the lineup, try and get into the games as much as they can.
You're a senior, so you got plans coming up, graduation right around the corner. What's next for you?
Next year, I plan on attending the University of Sciences in Philadelphia, and I'm majoring in pharmacy.
Tell us a little bit about the interest in pharmacy. Anybody in the family? Just something that kind of really caught your eye? You must be pretty darn good in those sciences.
Yeah, I always, math and science are definitely my main in school. So I always knew that I wanted to do something in the medical field, but I just recently actually figured out that it's going to be pharmacy. So that's just what I went with.
Well, it sounds like a really bright future for you. Congratulations and continued success through the rest of the softball season and your career down there in Philadelphia.
Thank you so much.
Hannah Gilhooly joining us from the Holy Cross softball team. And Hannah, welcome in here to the Takeaway Kitchen at Arcaro and Genell. And let's talk a little bit about getting outdoors. How the weather's been 80 and then 50 and 38 and cold, and then you're back at it. So what's that been like?
It's been rough. Our gym is kind of small, but we make it work with stations. So we definitely go around the horn and we set up the cage and we do different drills inside. But we did get to be outside a lot. We definitely braved the weather and the rain. We're not too bad with that, so it's been nice to be outside.
Take us through that infield there at Holy Cross. Who's playing where?
Well, I'll start with Grace Paranchinski. She's our catcher. Of course, she's great and she communicates everything throughout the field. We have a very large pitching staff this year. It's very solid. We have Ashley Walsh, Amanda Ross, and as well as freshman Jenna Bradley, and they're all very powerful pitchers. Third base, it alternates between Ashley Walsh and Amanda Ross. We have our shortstop, who is a junior, Lindsay Leppo, and she's returning as well this year. And then I am the second baseman, and then our first baseman alternates between Jenna Bradley and Lauren Torrey. So all around, we have a pretty solid infield.
Boy, you have a pretty bright future lined up for yourself. Let's talk about the next step here after your senior season.
Yes, so next year I'm attending the University of Scranton. I plan to major in biology and I'm entering the pre-medical program.
So a doctor is in the future for you. That's pretty
Yes.
exciting.
I have two uncles who are physicians, and they really inspired me to become a doctor. But not only that, I also really excel in the math and science areas, and I really enjoy it as well.
That's awesome to hear. Let's talk about your family, and again, you mentioned a little bit about the uncles, but I'm sure they push you to try to say, hey, do your best and become whatever you want. And that's great to hear that you're kind of following everybody's footsteps there in the Gulli family.
Oh yeah, they definitely push me. You know, they let me know that it's not easy, but it's definitely worth it, and if it's something that you love, then obviously you're going to excel in it. So they make me feel comfortable with it as well. I'm not too nervous for next year because I look at them and I'm like, if my uncles could get through it, then I could get through it.
Being a good listener is so important in life. Of course, listen to your parents, you listen to your teachers. Let's talk about listening to Coach Ross and his message and what he tries to bestow on the team.
Coach Ross has so many great messages, but I mean, one of the main things would definitely be competing. So he says, you know, whether winning or losing, it's really important to compete. And I think that can apply to anything in life because it's important to live up to your potential. So we just go out there and we try our best, and usually, you know, winning is a byproduct of competition, so it works out well.
Well, Hannah, you're a winner. You're a second baseman for Holy Cross. We wish you the best the rest of the season and the best of luck in your medical career.
Thank you.
Okay, we're moving along and talking with Rose Martellotti from the Holy Cross softball team. And Rose, let's talk about this season for you and the ladies. Of course, a lot of games coming up, but let's talk about a couple of games under your belt so far. What's been going well so far for the Lady Crusaders?
So far we're having a pretty solid season. Right now we're undefeated. We're looking forward to our next upcoming games. We have a pretty solid infield and outfield this year.
And you play the outfield, so let's talk about some of those outfielders. Who's out there with you?
Yeah, I'm in left field, and Abby Anderson in center, and Allie McGee in right. We really communicate really well, and we go for everything. We always keep our heads up.
Of course, Abby seems to get a lot of the accolades because she's so well accomplished, whether it's basketball or softball. But what's it like playing right next to her?
It's great. We communicate really well on and off the field. Our outfield really has a close-knit group. So
let's talk about being a leader. You know, are you one of those girls that kind of gets after the other girls? You more of a do it by example? What type of leadership qualities do you have?
I try to provide a good example for all the underclassmen. We have some really great girls coming up. We have Jenna Bradley, she's a great pitcher. Allie McGee in right field. We have Lindsay Leffel at short. It's really a great atmosphere.
Boy, you're right around the corner from graduation, but I think you got a plan, and it sounds like a pretty good plan. Let's talk about where you're deciding to go and that thought process of, okay, I'm thinking of this college, I'm thinking of that college or university. Take us through.
Yeah, so I narrowed it down to Dickinson and Marist, and then Marist was ultimately the best place for me. It's the best atmosphere, great group, great campus. I plan on majoring in computer science and math. My math teacher really has inspired me. Mrs. Pope, she's always there to help me along the way.
Boy, a lot of good math students here at Holy Cross.
Yeah.
Doctor, a pharmacist, and now into computers. I'm sure your family inspires you as well and keeps pushing you, correct?
Yeah, my family is always there for me. They're always on the side, cheering me on, both academically and physically.
And of course, here we are into softball season. How about some goals that you have? It's a tough league, so we know each and every game it could go either way. But in the end, you girls probably feel like, you know, hey, we'll have a chance to compete hopefully when the district playoffs come around.
Yeah, the competition level is at the highest it's been. We're having a great season so far. We're going to try to continue that.
Well, continued success. Congratulations. It sounds like a very bright future for you.
Thank you very much.
We're with Amanda Ross from the Holy Cross softball team. And Amanda, first up, I guess you know the coach a little bit there at Holy Cross. So what's Coach Joe Ross like first on the field? What's he like?
Well, on the field, it's different. Coming in, I knew what to expect because he's been my coach the whole year. But I knew I had to work extra hard because I knew I couldn't do anything just because he's my dad. And that put a lot of pressure on me because I didn't know how to expect it, high school softball every day, practice with him. But in the end, I think it worked out pretty good.
Now let's talk about Joe Ross, the dad at home. What's he like as a father, and some things that he probably gives you some goals or pushes you a little bit, and he's got a role to play, and you have to respect that.
Yeah, at the house, he's pretty much the same. We do get into some arguments, but that's everything. But pretty much we go hitting and pitching on our own, and that he really helps me and pushes me to achieve my goals.
I've known your dad probably for about 18, 19 years now. Always been a fun-spirited guy, likes to laugh, likes to joke, but he likes to work hard and get the most out of his players, whether it was baseball or softball. Talk about how that transitions for what you've seen growing up, and then see him as a coach, and now you're living it.
Yeah, absolutely. When I was younger, I didn't really take softball as serious as I did now, but my dad really pushed me. And then him coming into Coach Holy Cross, it was a big change, but all the girls really appreciated it, and it was good.
For you, you pitch.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about what you have on the mound. Some of the other girls that pitch with you there at Holy Cross.
Well, for me, I have a good rotation on the ball. Change up could hit my spots, and then we have Ashley Walsh, who's been pretty solid for us this season and last season, and then we have a freshman, Jenna Bradley, who's going to give us some valuable innings.
Overall, you have a catcher with some experience. Let's talk about who she is and what she does for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Grace Perchinsky, she's a big key player on our team, not just behind the plate, but hitting as well. On the field, she communicates. As a catcher, she's a smart catcher. She knows where to go with the ball. When talk to the infield, tell us where to go. And hitting-wise, everyone knows her. She could hit it 400 feet. And yeah, she's just a great player to have on the team.
Let's talk a little bit about your future endeavors. What's coming up next for you?
Well, I'll be attending King University and playing softball there, but I'm not really sure what I want to major in yet.
It sounds like some fun. You get to do it at the next level. How about the league this year? Good competition in the Lackawanna League. Any game you have to be ready.
Yeah, absolutely. Our division is very tough. There's not any team you could take for granted. Like Oak Forge, they came up and they gave us a really tough time. And all the teams are solid. They have solid hitters, defense, and hitting.
Well, great to see you, and we appreciate your time here at Arcaro and Genell's Takeaway Kitchen.
Thanks.
Ashley Walsh is with us from the Holy Cross softball team. And Ashley, you have a few different roles on your team. Let's first talk about when you're on the mound. What's that like for you, and of course trying to get the job done with your defense behind you?
Well, I've definitely been pitching since I was as young as I can remember. It's always been my strength. I feel like I bring a lot of talent into the team with it, but we do have Amanda. She's been with me since I was little, as long as Coach Ross. He's been coaching me since I was little as well. We have Jenna Bradley, and as a freshman, I think she's the best that we can have. And the defense behind us, there's nothing like it.
Well, we got to hear Coach Ross's daughter talk a little bit about what it's like to have a dad and a coach.
Yeah.
How about for you, a guy you probably have known as coach?
Well, it's coming in after Exie. It was definitely a hard transition, but for me, it was easier since I know his teaching skills, his fundamentals, everything like that. And it was an easy transition for me. Maybe not so much for the other girls, but I like having him as a coach. He's probably the best we could have had.
Let's take us through this lineup this year. You know, what kind of bats do we have for the Lady Crusaders?
Well, I really think our whole lineup is solid. We have Abby Anderson batting first, then Lindsay Leppo, and it just kind of goes down through the order. And we really bring talent everywhere, bunting, hitting, sacrifices, anything to get the runs that we need.
Softball's so important, you know, there's 2-1 games, small ball. Talk about, you know, things you work on in practice to make sure that small ball, it's got to be kind of, you know, pretty perfect, because you get in a game, you go into extra innings, somebody's got to pull home that run.
Well, we do a lot of bunting drills. Actually, the other day we spent practice entire bunting drills, push bunts, slap sacrifices, anything we can get to get a run in.
For you, let's talk about what's up next for your graduation, just a little more than a month away.
Well, I'm going to Lackawanna next year on a softball scholarship, so I'm really excited for that. I'm going for criminal justice, so I'm excited about that as well. It's an exciting change. It's going to be really hard to transition to, but it's going to be fun, I think.
What gave you some interest in that field? Anybody in the family, or just something you said, hey, this looks like a nice career?
Well, my parents always grew up watching like 48 Hours, all of those forensic shows, Forensic Files. I don't know, I just, growing up watching them, I was always interested in the ways that people figure out crimes, murders. That just always interested me.
A lot of discipline in the criminal justice field, so that's something that you're all about, kind of managing your time, making sure that you get a workout in, or you're throwing balls, or whatever you have to do.
Yeah, well, throughout my years of playing, like I've been playing travel all summer, then I transitioned right into the school season, and I mean I work as well, so I have to balance my time there too, so I think that's definitely going to help out with my skills and being able to do that throughout my career and my life.
Great catching up with you. Best of luck in your future endeavors, and have a great season.
Thanks.